Our next comedian tonight is here because she couldn't afford therapy, so she decided to express her neuroses to a paying audience instead. Please give a warm welcome to someone who really has a lot of issues to solve, Joan Weiner.
Hi, everybody. I do have issues to solve. And the funny thing is that I was worried in a room full of women like this that my therapist may actually be here. She's not, right? If you're my therapist, raise your hand. My name really is Joan Weiner. I don't do jokes about it. Oh, right. I'm allowed to be representing. I don't do jokes about it. What? No, those are my neighbors. If I'm not funny, they throw me out. And they just want to make sure I don't do jokes about them, like that's why people don't know. I don't do jokes about Wiener. My husband used them all at the births of my son, and it's tacky. We don't do it. My husband actually bought me a hot dog costume for my name's Joan Weiner. Joan. Israelis can't pronounce Joan. I get Gaon. A guy asked me, I was picking something up, I was like, Ma, be a met Gaon? And Weiner, I'm a feminist, right? And I really wanted to keep my name, but it's Weiner. So when I was dating, like, people would set me up, and I'd be like, well, tell me about him. No, tell me his name. Because I turned down a few guys. I turned down this guy, he sounded really nice, but his last name was Berger. And there was no way I was going to do life with Joan Wienerberger. And I heard that people change their names when they make Aliyah, and I tried to. But I thought, Joan Naknikia, also not going to work. So it's just Weiner and Gaon. History will remember me as the Weiner Gaon. Everyone had a tough summer, yeah? We're having a tough year. We are. I'm going to talk about it. I had a very tough summer. My 25th wedding anniversary. Thank you. No, I don't look it. I'm sorry. I'm going to get married. No, I really wasn't. 25 years. You know what he got me for it? And also, my birthday and our anniversary is the same week. He calls it our anniversary. Isn't that so cute? It's so he can just give me one gift. But you know what we did for it? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. My friends got together and put up a statue with a plaque. Put up with his crap for 25 years. Nothing. We did nothing. And you know how, like, when you're newlywed, there are things your spouse does that annoy you, but once you've been married a few decades, they don't annoy you anymore? No. Because then you get to a new stage where you're just pre-annoyed. Like, you don't even have to wait till he does the thing. Like, I'm mad at my husband now for something I know he's gonna do 3 days from now. And he's like asking me what I'm upset about. I'm like, I can't tell you because you haven't really done anything. But I know you're going to, and I'm really upset. And he's like, can you tell me what I did so I don't do it? And I'm like, no, what am I, a time traveler? I can't. We just call it being pre-annoyed. Look, it was a tough summer, right? Look, I never knew that I would, like, I came to Israel like, I'm American. I want the Disneyland version. Like, I'm here for, like, the falafel and the kotel. Like, I had no idea. The night that Iran started shooting missiles, I didn't know what to do with myself. It was like a Persian bar mitzvah, right? Like, just throwing stuff at us. And I have to tell you, like, my husband, we lean into stuff. Like, we traveled right before COVID. We went to Greece for Hanukkah because my husband wanted to sing Yevana Nikbetsu Alai in Yevon. And we wanted to, and that's what we took. We took a menorah, we went to the top of the thing, and we're showing the kids the temples, and Am Yisrael. Purim came. And my husband's like, I want to book another trip. But before you say, and the truth is, it's hard for our friends in America. It really is. Like, they worry about us. They think they know what's going on here. They really don't, but they think. A friend of mine tried to reach me one day. I was in a conference in Tel Aviv. There was a little something in the news. A little something. Life-changing event for a few hundred people, but a little something that made them. She couldn't reach me. Now, I'm not saying she overreacted, but by 4 p.m. that afternoon, the Joan Weiner Memorial Foundation was a recognized charitable organization in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. When I finally reached her at about 7, because my phone hadn't been working, I finally reached her. She's like, look, I'm really glad you're okay, but I've promised to send 25 kids to summer camp. And we're like 90% of the way to our goal. So could you just lay low for a little while? These are dark times. You guys are I know why you're laughing. I really do. Because you don't care if we're funny tonight. You are so glad not to be in your kitchens. Because you all know what's coming. And I gotta talk about the elephant in the room. I made Eliane not to have 3-day yontifs, and we have one coming up. I want to find my tribe. Who here already has a freezer full of cooked food for Rosh Hashanah? None of you. You know why? Those women are home. I was in a friend's house. She's got her freezer, her auxiliary freezer. They're full. You, right here? I'm coming to you. I'm going to call you Erev Yontif. I was in a friend's house and she had like the books on the table. She's like, I'm already. I'm like, oh, is that your mom? She's like, no, it's just my menus. And how many of you have menus and guests and you haven't cooked, but you've kind of got it lined up? A few of you. And how many of you are like, it's next week or the week after? Those are the ones that can go out in your comedy. There's my tribe. 3 days of Yom. And look, this was a difficult year. I don't have 3 days worth of sins to attend to. I'm gonna be honest, the 10 Commandments, I've only checked off like 3 of them this year. Like, who's had time? Who's had time? And look, I'm gonna be cooking. I am. My first year in Israel, I've been here 9 years. My first year in Israel, it was like, I was really emotional. My grandmother was from Austria. She never made it to Israel, and now her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren are living here. I was gonna honor that my first year in Israel by making her honey brisket for Rosh Hashanah with apples. It's delicious. I go to the meat store. It's my turn. You're laughing because you know. I get up there. The guy's like, what number? Here, 327. He's like, no. He points to this like connect the dots picture, like pick my number. And he's like, I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm not buying meat for a gun. I need a brisket. He's like, no, what number? I'm like, the phone number, the cow number, like the airtag. I had no idea. And this Israeli comes in and he's like getting in front of me and he's like talking in code. 3 kilo arba. Like I thought it was bingo or like a game. Like I didn't know. And like I found out that like every part has a number. They don't know from brisket. I'm like, and like you're treating my grandmother's heritage like in her memory like it was just a piece of meat. Like this is like sacred. I figured it out because I went this year to buy my meat, and again a man cuts me off, and the butcher he's like, just trying to buy meat. I'm like, that's what we're all doing. And like the guy comes in front of me. I'm like, I told him he could kiss my number 5. This holiday, but look, and we're busy. Jewish women are busy people. We got, oh boy, okay, 2 more. Can I do 2 minutes? Dude, I had surgery in the past year. I had my gallstones out, my gallbladder. I have 30% less gall. My surgery was on a Thursday afternoon. First question people ask when I tell them that. Ba'asit l'Shabbat, what do you? And all these people who ask me knew I have a husband. And you know what? They're right, because what was I actually doing till 1 o'clock in the morning the night before my surgery? I was cooking for Shabbos. Because Jewish women, we are busy people. We never stop. We never stop. She's saying, I would have brought you food. There's my friend. The only reason I'm making money out of comedy is my friend comes to the show and hires my daughter to babysit. So that's how we are very busy, and it never ends. It never ends. I was at a funeral a couple weeks ago, 94-year-old woman, and now these days you go to a funeral, 94-year-old, it's like, thank God. But 94 years old, Holocaust survivor, had a tough life, and one after another, her daughter, her granddaughter, great-granddaughter, Bubby, you should intervene for us in heaven, and this one needs a shidduch, our cousin needs a shidduch, and our friends need a refuah. Other cultures, go to your final reward, rest in peace. Jewish woman died, we send you off with a to-do list. There's a baby naming in shul and a beautiful kiddush. They're naming the baby Devorah Esther. And the father and the mother get up and they explain, it should be like Devorah, the warrior, the leader, who saved her people and took them into battle, and Esther, who intervened and saved her people. 4 days old, the baby picks her head up and goes, I just got here. Like, give me a couple weeks to settle in. What do you want from me already? And look, we all know this whole thing is really like, there's the front lines, but then there's, how many of you did some volunteer work? Here? Yeah, what have you done? Call it out.
Farming.
Food packing, farming, anyone pick vegetables? Because we get told it's a mitzvah, we'll pick vegetables. People in my neighborhood are going to pick women from LA and New York. There are women who a year ago thought that lettuce grows in cellophane are out there. And I know that that's who's picking my vegetables, because I went to make an Israeli salad last week and I sliced into a tomato, and there it was, stuck into the tomato was a 2-inch hot pink acrylic nail.